Throughout the 1900s, the camera evolved from only being able to capture still photographs to recording motion. Early narrative motion pictures were simple ethnographies that often showed life in a foreign culture. Although sometimes wrongly conflated with ethnographic film, visual anthropology encompasses much more, including the anthropological study of all visual representations such as dance and related performance, museums and archiving, all visual arts, and the production and reception of mass media. Motion picture cameras used celluloid film stocks until digital cameras started gaining popularity in the 80s and 90s. And then it began. The digital age. The World Wide Web. The tool that humankind created as a platform for knowledge.
That is that massive computer network. The one that's becoming really big now.
What do you mean? That's big. How does one? What do you write to it like mail?
No, a lot of people use it and communicate. I guess they can communicate with NBC writers and producers. Allison, can you explain what internet is?
No, she can't say.
The internet allows access to millions of original digital records that reflect the 1980s and beyond. Our previous ways of recording history with a pen and paper flew out the window and were left to rot like Aunt Martha's old bowling trophies in the basement. Unless old analog films, such as early ethnographies, are brought into the digital space, they're doomed to end up collecting dust for an eternity. What's worse is that many old nitrate-based film stocks are highly flammable and could be completely destroyed. The process of digitizing old film footage preserves these histories, and some libraries are actively pursuing such a task. Currently, collections of this newly digitized material is kept in archives such as the Library of Congress, the Internet Archive, various academic institutions, and private collections such as UCSC professor Rick Pralinger's The Pralinger Archives. When these archives are connected to the Internet, two main benefits come about: preservation and distribution. The works are no longer confined to a decaying chemical film stock and are kept from further damage. Most archives have multiple backups, and such duplicity prevents a loss of the material in the case of a catastrophic event. The second benefit of digitization, distribution, is well summed up by legendary anthropologist Margaret Mead when she said, "I think it's very important, if you're going to be specific about behavior, to give other people access to the material, as comparable as possible to the access you had. Thus, the more people who have access to the material, the more successful the anthropologist will be." In the interest of studying how ethnographic film is affected by digitization, one must look to current digitization efforts. One such effort is Project Choreometrics. The project is a federally funded collection of ethnographic dance films housed by the Library of Congress. The so-called Lomax collection contains 76 boxes with approximately 3,300 additional film elements from approximately 800 cultures from around the globe. The current project reimagines the ways in which the thousands of dance videos could be digitized, marked up, analyzed, cross-referenced, and made accessible. Now, ethnographers have access to reference this material if they so wish. Thus, we question, what are the downfalls that come with the digitization of records in a world where technology rules our lives? The YouTube generation. That's what's become of it. Because of the amount of footage we can find online about anthropological studies, youths are less likely to be engaged with culture. There's an increasing amount of impassionate users due to the highly digitized world we live in. Part of studying a group of people involves learning why they create art and artifacts based on their beliefs, traditions, cultures, etc. Assuming anthropologists continue to adapt to current times and use a digital camera to record their findings, filming these artifacts and uploading them online takes away their tangible reality. Students will not be able to see them in person, a devastating reality of the digital era. In the end, digital media has multiple advantages over traditional film stocks. Ethnographic film has benefited highly from digitization efforts. Digital cameras have made it easier to produce ethnographies now compared to any other time in history. However, people must not be content with simply storing these films, but using them in new ways so that culture isn't lost.